Here's how a typical trip into town from the outskirts of Guinea happens. You can't wait out on the road 30 minutes, an hour, try and hail a taxi. They all go past. They're all got about 8 people in a Toyota Corolla. Eventually a van turns up. It's empty. You negotiate a price. You don't really know how far he's going. He says he's not going all the way. So you jump in. Off we go. Spend the next 20 minutes trying to find on the map where he's going to try and work out if it's a good price and where you're going to end up to try and get a taxi at the other end. So you finally get to the other end and you tip the guy. Nice dick, he's the guy that picked you up on a otherwise deserted road, so you tip him well. Then suddenly he's worried about your welfare, so he spends 20 minutes there mucking around trying to get you a taxi. He taps the shoulder of a policeman he knows, and a policeman gets off his motorbike, and I'm wondering, is this guy a policeman? Yep, sure enough. Policeman, me and 3 other bystanders all trying to wave down a taxi. To no luck. So we let the policeman go and a few others, and eventually we keep hailing cars, and one turns up and he just wants to rip us off, and then another car turns up. We haggle a price and he's no good, so we go back to the other guy and haggle a price, and then suddenly he says, yep, get in. So we all bail into the car. The car's a shocker, some kind of Toyota Corolla or Vitz, falling to bits, and that's fine. We're safe, we're off, we're on the road. We've still got 2 hours to go. This is the second taxi to get to our centre of town. This is in Conakry in Guinea. It's the end of a very long peninsula, and it's just mayhem all the way, 50 kilometres. So we're putting along, and eventually his oil light goes on, so we're wondering, I wonder what he stopped for. So we pull over and he runs across the road and comes back with a container of oil, fresh oil, lifts up the bonnet, chucks it in, comes back, starts the car. Oh, that's a peculiar way to start the car. He says he's a bit of a mechanic, so he's rewired the demister button on the dashboard to be a keyless start. And so he pushes the button, car starts this time, off we go. We get a few minutes further down the road and he says, have a look. And the bloody oil lights come on again. He says, oh yeah, got some trouble. So he said, well, next time I'm going to get some dirty oil. Okay, so we get another 20, 30 minutes down the road. Red lights looking pretty bad. We pull over to a motorbike shop. And I think, what? He yells to this guy in a motorbike shop. I wonder what he's yelling to this guy in a motorbike shop. It's a motorbike. This guy's fixing money. I said, is this your friend? He said, no. He says, I'm just talking the local language. He says, he comes back with 3 small containers of dirty oil. He throws that in the engine, throws all the containers back in the boot of the car again, second time. Boot's starting to fill up with containers, empty oil containers, so off we go again. And it runs a bit longer now with the dirty oil, obviously banging the clock. So we go down about another 30 minutes and we stop, we get some more oil, top it up. And then this guy can speak English. He's telling me his entire life story. Got the 2 girls in the back seat having a ball, they're comfortable. I've got to talk with this guy. Unfortunately for me, he can speak English, so of course he wants to know everything. He wants to tell me his entire life story and how he wants to get out of Guinea and stop being a taxi driver. I'm hearing this, I'm like his bloody counsellor for about 2 hours. It's like, oh my God. And he's telling me how shit it is, and he said, look, because we exchanged names. His name is Jimmy. I'm Shane. You see Shane. Look, if you have a factory somewhere, I'll come over. I'll do any job in your factory. And I say, oh, well, I don't have a factory or anything like that. He's so bad he got scared of the country. He said he'd been in Liberia, Ghana, Nigeria, and that's where he got his good English. He said, going on about how God hadn't treated him that well. I said, well, you can speak English, so you're special. And suddenly a smile came on his face and said, look, no one else can speak English, you can, you're special. Suddenly a big grin, he started to see a bit of positivity. But anyway, we're hooning off down the road, and he's telling me his life stories. We'll do a final fill up with oil each time. Well, the first time he covered the cost, the second time he asked me for 20,000, which is not much, but he'd get some oil, and for the second hand oil he only asked for 5, so by the time, before we even got to the end, he's asked for 25,000. You finally get into town. Of course, there's these bloody government blockades everywhere, and the maps are all over the show. We're doing like a big circle around town trying to figure out how to get to the Ivory Coast Embassy, because all the roads are blocked off by police and tanks and armoured vehicles and whatever, and two-way streets are suddenly one-way street. So we turn off the maps, and I just say, look, take that ring round there. Anyway, so we finally get there, lots of zigzagging back and forth, running how the hell are we going to get to the other end of town? And we finally do. We're on the home stretch, and we're about 400 metres from the bloody, probably 400 metres from the embassy, and the bloody car blows up, doesn't it? It just stops, and he turns it on, and suddenly the whole cabin and the rear of the car just fill up with this black smoke. And anyway, off we go, driving this thing with such a condition. Cabin's full of black smoke. The back seat, I could see poor old Viv in the back seat just totally suffering. I thought, oh shit, we can't do this. So I thought, according to the map, we're only like 400 or 500 metres away, so we stopped the car, right? And we all get out. Great relief. Tried to take a photo, but the smoke had disappeared by then. But so they sat there and haggled the price, and he went away reasonably happy. He didn't get the huge money he wanted, but he was happy as Larry. And so we paid him off, and then we turn around and realise his car won't start. So I start him down the road, and so he throws it into gear and off it goes. I turn around, this big black puddle on the bloody pavement that he's left behind. That's obviously where he's disappearing it. Or is always disappearing. He's only there for like bloody probably 5 minutes, and it emptied his entire oil. So the poor guy wouldn't have got far. And so anyway, off we go to the embassy. How do we get to the embassy? Oh, it's in a bloody police blockade, but we finally get there, and we got the passport. We're through the blockade. The police were really friendly. Let us through the blockade into the embassy, the door, wandering around the embassy, trying to explain in very poor French. One of the guys could speak a bit of English. Have you seen our tour leader? No. So I thought, oh, right, I remember we've got a photo up on the WhatsApp. So find a terrible photo of poor old Robin. Unfortunately, most of them have him sticking his tongue out. I thought, oh, that's probably not appropriate. So finally found a photo where he's at least just laughing as opposed to tongue out. And so I zoom in, and I go around every embassy staff saying, have you seen this guy? Nope. Have you seen this guy this morning? Nope. I think, oh shit, what's happened? Where the hell's he gone? He hasn't been to the embassy yet. He's supposed to be at the embassy because we're supposed to deliver the final passport, Rowan's passport. So I think, oh shit, my bloody internet's not working. The bloody eSIM's not working any better in town as is that on the kangaroo. Oh shit. So when I chat to this embassy guy, I said, look, do you have any Wi-Fi? He could see that we were a bit flustered. Can I use your Wi-Fi? Yes. So he sits there and he taps away and tries to figure out the Wi-Fi. Plus next minute I got Wi-Fi. And so I ring up Robin, doesn't answer. And so I ring up Brenda. She doesn't answer. So I thought, oh shit, I'll ring up Jen, because she was nearby to Rowan. I thought, ring up Jen. I say, could you put Rowan on? I said, that's right, Rowan. I said, we turn up this bloody embassy and no one has seen any sign of Rowan. What should I do? That's right. And he said, oh look, I'll flick you Brenda's details. So yes, I ring Brenda and she does finally answer. And it turns out, so I flick her, she didn't answer, but I flick her a message and she says, oh, we saw you. I flick her a message. She's got a New Zealand number, I've got a New Zealand number. She doesn't know me, I don't know her. And so I ring her up and I got a she didn't answer. I got a message back saying, we saw you walk past. I said, what do you mean you saw us? I thought, we're sitting there, three of us saying, what do you mean? You were in a police blockade. How could she have seen us walk past? There's nothing operating in the police blockade. It's like, surely there's been a cock up or something. Maybe she thought of somebody else from New Zealand. So anyway, so I messaged her and she said, then she finally said to me, she's saying, we're photocopying down the road. I thought, I didn't see any photocopiers. It's in a police blockade. It's like, no bloody copying going on a police blockade. That's very strange. So I said, oh look, I better go out and try and find these buggers, put them dead outside the entranceway. And no, nothing. So went back in. I said, what should we do? Should we go out and hunt them down? Or Phyllis says, oh no, bugger it, they can come and find us. So anyway, sitting there for about 10 minutes and Robin finally pokes his head in and says, oh, hello. And so we follow him out. Sure enough, he's found an alleyway. Takes us down an alleyway right behind the embassy. There they are, camped in this little corner room. And lo and behold, there's a bloody modern photocopy just sitting there on the patio, and they've been badgering away, taking all these bloody photocopies and printing out, and sure enough, there they were. So we handed over Rowan's passport, which needs copying as well, and that's how we got Rowan's passport to them. Just hilarious. Anyway, we'll catch you later. Cheers. Bye.